Hello. Today I'd like to talk about finishing off your weaving with hem stitching. Hem stitching is the best way to secure your weaving so it will not come unraveled. Now you'll notice here I've finished one of these placemats. I've started another. When you first start your next placemat or whatever you're weaving, leave yarn that extends 3 times the width of whatever you're weaving. 3 times the width, because you'll need that to do the hem stitching. All you need is something like this, a plastic needle. What I've done is heat the tip of the needle to make it curved, makes it easier to go under the yarn. So let's thread this. Now there are different ways, different patterns you can use for hem stitching. I choose the simplest one. To do that, you will go under two pieces of the warp and up one, under these two and up under that one. Pull through. Go back, go under the original 2, and you'll come up within the loop of your yarn. You can see how this has formed a loop, and you're coming up within the loop of the yarn. Here's the loop, and pull tight. Under the next 2, up under the next one, pull through. Back under the original 2, up within the loop of your yarn. You can see how the yarn has formed a loop. Here comes the loop, and pull snug. Now, the reason that we use hem stitching is to secure your weaving. Whether you want to use a fringe that's just knotted, or whether you want to use a twisted fringe, or even no fringe at all, there has to be some way to secure your weaving so it will not come unraveled. Hem stitching is the best way to do that. Now, we could do under 3, like this, and up 1, if you want. Sometimes the more you go under and come up, if you go under, say, 4 and come up, it tends to pull the weaving and bunches the weaving. So with this worsted cotton, I choose to only go under 2. We'll go under 2, under these 2, up 1. You can see it's under these 2 and then up 1. Not up in here, but just up one of the warp, one of the weft yarns. Pull through. Go back under the original 2 and come up within the loop of the yarn. You can see how this has formed a loop. Now let's do that again. Under 2, up under one of the weft yarns, the first weft yarn, pull through, back under those original 2. This time you don't go forward, you just go under the original 2 and pull. And you see how that has come up within this loop. And you'll pull that snug. And you do this all the way across. And you're starting from the right side. I always start my weaving from the right. So when I start weaving, I leave yarn equal to, a piece of weft yarn equal to 3 times the width of whatever I'm weaving, so that I'll have this yarn to do the hem stitching. Now, When you finish your weaving, when you move forward and finish your weaving, that might be just a little bit different. Let's advance the yarn, advance the weaving, now, in this case, let's move our camera. This time, when we finish weaving, we finish on the left-hand side. And so when I finished weaving over here, I left a piece of weft yarn equal to 3 times the width of this placemat. And I started my hem stitching. So let's rethread this yarn. And this time, since we're starting from the left, you sort of work with your left hand in this manner. You'll go under 2 from the left side. Under 2, up 1. And you can see I went under 2 and up 1. Pull through. Then just take your yarn and put it out in front. Put the yarn out in front, the piece of weft yarn you're using. Go under the original 2 and pull through from the left. And you'll see how you're coming up within the loop. This time it's from a slightly different angle from when we were doing on the start of the weaving. And pull snug. Under 2, up 1, pull through. Put your yarn out in front of you, throw a loop out there, go under those original 2, come up within your loop, and pull snug. We'll catch the next 2 under the up 1, catch the first weft yarn at the end there, pull through, put your yarn out over the weft yarn, over the warp yarns, go under the original 2, pull through, and you'll see how that's coming up within the loop that you put out there. And you're working from the left and pull snug. Now you'll do this all the way across your weaving. When you get to the end of your weaving, doing your hem stitching, simply take the yarn, and I'll just show you here on this side. Take the yarn and your needle, bury the yarn by going in and out of your weaving as you move down the side for about 1 inch, just to secure that yarn. Once this is washed, since this is cotton, it will shrink, and that will secure everything. The hem stitching will be pulled tight, the warp and weft will be pulled tighter, and all the knots and hem stitching and so forth will be secured. So, if you want to secure your weaving, the best way to do it is hem stitching. Even if you're going to put a fringe with knots, I would do hem stitching before you put the knots in, before you take anything off the loom. And again, it is easier to do the hem stitching while your weaving is on the loom, where there's tension on the weaving. So, hem stitching secures your weaving. We'll see you in our next video. Thank you.